Welcome back to the channel, folks. My name's John Bull, and this is another solely Voids episode, your free-to-play series where we only use Void champions. Okay, so we've been kind of tackling really the same two tasks every single day. And the first of those tasks is ensuring that we're getting to the 5th live arena win of the day, reaping in those rewards. And also making a pretty hard push towards Quintus. Quite frankly, the way things are going, we're gonna get him. It will still take a little while, but you know, I went on a little heater right at the very end last night, so that's good. So that increases my lowest score by 27 or so. And we get some losses in there. We did have a streak of 3 in yesterday's fighting, but still, we just slowly pick away at it. We still win here or there. We kind of run the same team every single time, if you can't see. Arbiter, Shuzen, Yakarl, and Basher, and then we also have the Queen of Hearts in there. And actually, shockingly enough, folks, not enough people are banning the Yakarl, but you can see here we actually did win when they banned Yakarl, because we just had them pretty hard locked out between the decreased cooldown, the True Fears, and then just taking way more turns than what they were able to take. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at, and actually we have a crazy amount of crests. So if we go into here, there's a lot of different options, and I haven't spent these in a little while. Like, I could really boost my speed up. I might even 350, 750, 800, 1200. We could actually max the speed out right now. That would be pretty beneficial, I'm not gonna lie. But I've been kind of hanging on to these because I kind of want to make a little push in the Sandevil scores here, and I'll explain further a little bit more here in a second. But then also I wouldn't mind, I really want to max out the Demon Lord, at least this, try to increase those scores. On an occasion, we, maybe at max one time a week, we don't hit the 2 key threshold. But honestly, we also want to try to be pushing towards 3 key, or 3 key. Yeah, we want to go in the wrong direction. No, we want to go, we want to push towards the 1 key. And to make that happen, it's definitely going to have to be, this is going to be maxed out. This has got to be maxed out. Probably we're just going to have to max out most of this if we want to make that happen. But I kind of want to get this Sandevil maybe going, specifically speed to start HP, and then we can start working into ignore defense. But it's a tier 3 one, so it's going to take quite a bit more time. The reason is tracks. If you guys haven't seen tracks and max, I'll try to key in a video right here. But what he's been able to do is he's been able to take a rare and solo a few stages of Sandevil, and I'm going to try to push and do the exact same thing. I went and found my best gear for regen that has speed on it. There's still some to be desired, and we can glyph a lot of this up. But he had, basically, this was at 179 speed, and I think I can hit that threshold, or at least get very close. And, we don't even have HP on this, or if we could get HP percentage, it might be just good enough as a sub-roll. And then here we have a pretty solid piece. Again, it doesn't have the speed here on it, but then we got a speed on speed immortal boot set, and then so that puts us at 136. Some glyphing or min-maxing of the glyphs left to go, but we'll talk about why I'm trying to put a pause on that, at least for right now. But then here, we have the opportunity to get some additional speed in a banner. Probably this one, as much as I would like an HP one. I knew I had a triple roll somewhere, and so that gets us to 56 or 57, and then another 10, so that's 67 with some glyphing here. Yeah, we might have ourselves a tanky little boy to be able to do this. And then obviously there is some growth to be done with masteries, which we haven't done. So I'm going to start making a little bit better push to do that, because I'm starting to think Sandevil is something that's holding me back a little bit, because I just can't farm this. It's fairly consistent, but I would be throwing a lot of energy away. Free to play, we don't want to be doing that. So if I can push up into here and just start getting the bigger version of the oils in smaller increments, that would go a long way. And obviously we want to try to push all the way to 25. I don't know if he's going to be capable of that, but we'll see. The runs would be super slow, but I have zero issues just running it overnight. You know, that's actually where most of my farming comes from, is just multi-battles overnight. So that is kind of a little bit of a goal that we're reaching towards, because we don't have a Godseeker, and we don't have a Godseeker. Well, we do have a burner, I guess. I just don't know if we would want to rework Frenzy completely to try to make that happen. Okay, so that's the number one thing, kind of focus that we're kind of gearing towards. Number two is that we have been pushing the masteries hard. So Doomscreech is done. He's a max level. He's got his masteries. Okay, so we've been working on Ragnar. Ragnar's getting close to the end. We've been working on Veteran. Veteran getting there, also closing in on the end. We've been doing Seducer, also getting towards the end, and Incensa, who just has one mastery left. So all of these, we've just been farming Minotaur. Every spare bit of energy, Minotaur, 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 all day, every day. Okay, so that is next. And then so the two champions beyond those two, so once some of those start clearing out, the next is going to be Drowned Bloat Wraith and Yuzen the Marooned. Probably go preference to Yuzen. I want to get his HP up, and there's going to be some pretty impactful masteries on here that we're going to be able to get him. After that, then we'll go to Beardoll, Fellhammer, and just kind of keep targeting the factions where we are the weakest. And those same factions are the same ones we've been. Undead, Demon Spawn, and then dwarfs. But we're going to get the Skinwalkers ones just kind of put to bed as soon as possible, because I don't think I have a bad build, but work is work, right? The next thing that I wanted to kind of touch base with is that Yuuzhan is, I think this boat has sailed for the third one. I could go and get it. I would have to farm Ice Golem. I have zero interest in that. I just don't want to do that at all. So we're not going to do it. We don't have to do it if we don't want to do it. We're probably still going to end up picking up some fragments, because I am trying to pick away in the classic arena. You know, if we can get that bottom row maxed up, you know, then we don't have a huge need for classic arena anymore. And these are not really that bad of rewards. So we'll probably still pick away at some of these as we go. And then, you know, I was just kind of hoping that maybe the Dungeon Diver event that was going to be live was going to be not so intense. You know, I thought it would, I don't know. I just thought sometimes what you get when you get these things like this is like the summon champions. You know, when it's like two, you can get these and the soul. You can kind of pick up a fragment set fairly easily, and this one is not that case at all. So we're just going to completely ignore that. And you can see this is just from like random campaign stuff that we've done for missions. So otherwise, we are on the same sort of grind all day that we've been up to. Like, it's not gonna, looks like it's not really gonna change too much until either our next summon session, which I think we're a little bit ways out from there, but we do have a pretty healthy amount of shards right now. 12. We've been kind of hitting the good luck streak lately, but ultimately what it comes down to is we just want to really start piling these up, because you know, I think it's unlikely, but I think we're back in striking range where there could be some sort of a void sort of event. So we just want to make sure that we're well, good, and prepared. So if we have to get these numbers super high up, that's fine. The one thing that's really nice is when you grind live arena as hard as we've been doing, you get a fair amount of these crystals or prism shards. And so these are obviously not as valuable as a sacred shard in the primal. they're not as valuable, but they are still pretty helpful when it comes to completing summon rushes. Okay, the last bit of update. We were able to finally beat that Ramontu mission. We did get the Classic Arena Great Hall completed. All right, so HP's done, so that's super helpful. All champions could use HP. Crit damage, accuracy, HP's all done. Trying to debate where I go next. I mean, attack will definitely be the last. So it's really down to defense or resistance. I don't have too many like resistance champions, but the one champion that, or the 2 or 3 champions that I have, the resistance really isn't that high. So this might be the route I go. But then again, most champions could use a little bit of defense. So I don't really have to make that decision now. We'll just continue to pick away at that. So these are just going to be pretty easy missions that I'm not going to hard focus because I know that the Ramontu missions are significantly harder than the Marius missions. So we will just slowly kind of pick away at them one at a time. And as you can see, we have something that requires us to use 30 glyphs. And I know somewhere in here there's like a get max glyphs on 5-star glyphs, or I don't know, I can't remember what it is. But so we'll just pick away at this using daily missions. This will try to do our best to maybe just gear some low-level faction guardian guys where we'll just use 2 and 3-star, maybe 4-star glyphs. And then some of these are just going to be easy to complete. Like, we actually kind of got stuck on 50th or 40th floor of the Doom Tower normal because the Doom Tower reset. So we actually went into hard right away so we can farm Griffin. And then we went here just to get the 40th or the 4th dungeon boss. And we'll continue back on the hard track now. And then once that mission comes up, we're just one path away. And so we can just kind of keep zigzagging our way up. It's not necessarily ideal. But honestly, this is Eternal Dragon. This isn't necessarily one I care a whole lot about. I'll probably farm the Griffin because that gear is good, in my opinion. So that is about it. I can't really think of any other major updates. I don't think this Cursed City rotation is going to be that great for us. We are able to clear out some spots, but what it really just comes down to is like I would need to build out a Mordecai, and that would be breaking the rules. We just don't have that. Now that being said, I don't know if this is even possible then, so. And as we said, we're not breaking any of the solely Void rules until there's a mission that requires me to do so. So, for example, on the last stage of Marius, it says, like, beat Amius. And if we're trying to, then there is, like, the one that you get the key is here, and it's like you can't do it with Void. It's only Force, something like that. We'll do it, or if it's literally impossible because there's no champion that we can go and try to seek out to get. So this is just a hard stuck, and so we're not going to beat Amius this rotation. So unless I'm missing something, I just really can't think what that something would be, because we need either a Black Revive or a Burn. I'm just not seeing that. Yeah. Okay, either way. Well, folks, that's just kind of an update. Speaking of updates, I have an extremely important professional meeting this week that I have to prepare for. So the only videos you're going to see over the next week and a half is going to be solely Void videos. So you're going to get some solely Voids. I might try to squeeze in a third one just because I like having as many videos as possible, but solely Voids is going to be about the only ones that we're going to be making over the next about week and a half, like I said. So that's about all I have for you guys today. I'm so thankful for all of the fans out there that engage in the video, whether it's hitting that like button or commenting down below. So if you're one of those people, comment down below. What are you most excited to see in terms of the updates that I've provided to you? Like I said, we're closing in on faction wars. We're maybe closing in on a possible Sandevil team. There's a lot going on in the works, so tell me down below what you're the most excited to see. Otherwise, don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out, folks, and I will see you on the other side.